Hey everybody, and welcome to Ash Talk, a new show here on the Triple S Podcasts channel, a division of the Triple S League. This is our podcasts and our live podcasts, news, and other info-based channel. My name is Ash Ryan, and I'm here with you with a brand new show format. I have never tried doing a news show without Subsidian before. And it's been a while since I've done a podcast without anybody. Actually, I've never done a podcast by myself. You've seen me. I've done lots of live streams on my own before, lots of live coverage. This is new territory for me, and this could be a disaster. I don't have the industry insight and analytical ability that Cyb necessarily has. Subsidian, if you're new to the channel, by the way, Subsidian is my partner, co-founder of the Triple S League, and you can hear him on this channel on shows like Maximum News and the Augmented Reality Podcast, which is the podcast we started together. His wife Moontag also does work with us, and we also have Max Darrett on as a regular contributor and the host of Maximum News, which you can also find on this channel. So our goal right now is to bring you a wide variety of content and a good, just a good variety of content and lots of news and info about current events in the gaming industry. That's what this channel is about. Our main channel on the Triple S League is more about game guides, comedy, and more casual gaming stuff like that. So hello if you're watching live today. Thank you for joining. Hello Sentinel Cheese talking in the chat. And welcome to the show. Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. And I got to remember to breathe here. I'm going to, hey Arturo, welcome. I'm going to apologize in advance. There may be a lot of breaks where I hit the mute button so I can clear my throat or cough. It's so dry here right now in Western Canada. These Canadian winters, they actually do get pretty dry, which you would think, like snow everywhere. You'd think it'd be moist, but no, it's dry. That's not how it works. Yes, we're doing well, Arturo. It's just me here solo today. Brand new show. By the way, I'm not stuck on the name Ash Talk. So if anyone has a better name or a better idea for a name for this show, I'm intending to do it weekly at around this time. This is kind of a test run. So let's jump into it. So the other thing I should mention, this is going to be highly community focused. I want to engage in conversation with you in the live chat, plus focusing on stories and things in the news, things in gaming that you have posted on the Discord server, which if you're not on the Discord server, find the link in the description below and join up. Okay, that was one of those breaks I was talking about there. So I guess we'll start with this one. Stalker 2, this was just posted by, who posted this? Let's see. I don't want to get it wrong. Polly's, that's what I thought. I just didn't want to get it wrong. So Stalker 2 going to require 180 gigabytes on Xbox according to the Microsoft Store. Now, this is preliminary. Obviously, this can change. With when the game actually gets closer to release. They'll a more exact amount. But this game's going to be a chonker. This game is going to be a chonker. 180 gigabytes. I don't know if that's setting any records or not, but I know everyone was talking about how big Red Dead Redemption 2 was and is, and I just went and checked the Red Dead Redemption page on the Xbox Store, and right now the download is, for the regular version of the game, like the base version of the game, not the special editions or anything like that, the regular version of the game clocks in at just over 105 gigabytes. So this one is, I don't know, this is about 75 to 80% bigger, Stalker 2. Now, again, this is preliminary, so there's really... I think all this can really tell us with certainty is that this game's going to be humongous. So be prepared for that, especially if you have the Series S. If you have the Xbox Series S, this is going to eat about half of your hard drive, unless you upgrade it. I don't even know if upgrades are possible, but yeah. So it's going to be big. It's going to be big. Stalker 2, a game that I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about this game. A few others coming out next year that I'm pretty excited for. Dying Light 2 is another one, but you know what? I'm done with the hype. I am done with the hype. This is now zero hype. I thought about calling this show Zero Hype News, by the way, but there's already something out there called Zero Hype, so I didn't want... Oh, the PlayStation 5, yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be big on the PlayStation 5, too, Arturo. That's true. Although, like, the data... Like, I don't see why it would be any different, but this data is specific to Microsoft. But anyway, I don't get hyped for games anymore. I just don't. CD Projekt Red killed it for me. Cyberpunk 2077 killed it for me. I'm actually going to have a video coming on the main channel soon about kind of reflecting on... It's been a year. I can't believe it's been a year since Cyberpunk 2077. Almost. Yeah, not quite. I mean, it came out December something or other. I don't even remember. It's been a year, and I've just moved on. Even though you look now, recently, the recent reviews on Steam for Cyberpunk 2077 have been incredibly positive. Very positive. It's listed at very positive. 83% of the past, so 83% of 27,500 reviews in the last 30 days were positive, and it's bumped up the overall reviews to 76% positive. So it definitely wasn't that earlier on. Oh, December, there it is, December 9th. Yeah, that's the release date. But despite all of that, I probably will check out the expansions when they come out, but unless this game pulls off a miracle, I mean, I've played it. I've experienced all the endings. I don't see the point of going back to it, except for expansion content. So I probably will check out the expansion content. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like, what would it take to get you? What would it take to get you back into Cyberpunk 2077? Let me know in the live chat. And while you're typing that out, this is just something funny that I came across while I was I searched for Cyberpunk 2077 on Steam by punching in the number 2077, and I found this gem of a game, which everyone should run out and pick up and play. Just kidding, don't do that. But it doesn't sport English, but I'm guessing it's Spanish. I'm not 100% sure. Cuba 2077. Look at this. Look at this amazing work of art. Let's see here. Hang on. Play the video, you stupid thing. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. But apparently the game is like 5 minutes long. Is that almost feels like a meme. The following footage is a work in progress and does not represent the final game. 2077. I mean, it's some kind of... That says coronavirus quarantine. Uh-oh. If we're still having the same pandemic in the year 2077, that doesn't bode well for the future. That doesn't bode well for the future. Look at these reviews, though. So there are 6 English reviews. Recommended. I bought this game as a joke, but 10 minutes in, I learned and experienced things I could have never imagined. I didn't need the Spanish language to understand the plot, for the pure emotion during the stunning cutscenes was enough to convey any situation. The combat was smooth like butter, responsive, and only got better once you got the hang of it. It's simply outrageous that the horrid Cyberpunk 2077 game is even trying to profit off of this game's popularity. The most life-changing game I've ever played, better than the actual Cyberpunk. 10 out of 10. Words are not enough to describe this absolute triumph of gaming. This review looks like it's actually trying to be serious. But the most life-changing game I've ever played. So moving and better than Cyberpunk 2077. So they've just memed the crap out of this, which I thought was rather hilarious. And so I just thought I'd share it with you. So, another topic that was making rounds on our Discord server was this upcoming game called The Invincible, which is it's coming from former devs from CD Projekt Red and the studio behind Dying Light, whose name has slipped my mind, but it will come to me in a moment, I'm sure, When I don't need to remember it, that's when it'll show up. So the new gameplay trailer has come out for this game. Again, I'm anti-hype. I am now 100% anti-hype. However, the concept of this game does look very cool. And it is based off of a classic sci-fi book called The Invincible by Stanislav Lem, I think is how you pronounce that. So this book came out in the 1960s. So, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. So spoiler alert for like a 60-year-old book. If you don't want to, if you don't want to know spoilers about what the book's about, then you can tune out for a few minutes there. But The Invincible is a first-person sci-fi thriller. In this game, players will assume the role of a space scientist on a hostile planet. Waking up as a space scientist on a hostile planet. Hello, editing. That's all I can say about that. You embark on a mysterious mission to find the missing crew of your spaceship. Survival will also be a matter of your correct choices taken while uncovering the secrets of the planet bigger than anyone thought. Now, again, we've heard this whole song and dance before. It's going to be, story-driven and choice-driven and all that. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe these former Witcher, Cyberpunk, and Dying Light devs will pull off something amazing. Perhaps. That's very possible. Maybe not. This is what I mean by anti-hype. I just want to give you the info about this and let you make your own decisions. And, I look forward to seeing more about this. There is... the first official trailer was revealed at the Golden Joystick Awards this year. Good grief. Hello, words. Hello, brain. So, anyway, if you're curious about a little bit about what this game might look like, this is where you need to maybe tune out for like 2 minutes if you don't want spoilers for a book that came out in 1964. So the heavily armed interstellar spacecraft called the Invincible lands on planet Regis 3, which seems uninhabited and bleak. They're investigating the loss of this other ship called the Condor, and then they find a form of quasi-life born through evolution of autonomous self-replicating machines. There's a Futurama episode that I think borrowed from this concept or parodied this concept. Where it's the episode where Farnsworth is like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. And he goes to another planet. It's a very funny episode. It's a very funny episode. Anyway, yeah, so this happens in that episode. So there's these self-replicating machines apparently left behind by an alien civilization ship, which landed on Regis 3 a very long time ago. So assuming they're keeping with the feel of the book, or the theme of the book and sort of the general setting and events of the book, I mean, there could be some cool mechanics in this. Because, you have these nanobots that they aren't all that intelligent on their own, apparently, but they swarm and can create complex behaviors by self-organizing and becoming, basically forming themselves into larger systems. So, could be a very interesting game if they pull it off in a way that, I mean, I obviously haven't read this book. I don't know how well it's. This article describes it as a cult classic, so it perhaps I don't know how popular it is. Popular enough that they decided it was a good setting for a video game, though. So that could be really interesting. And I'm bringing this up because, again, it was talked about on our Discord server and the content requests channel. A few of you wanted us to cover it, so thank you, Notional and Time Bean, for the info on that game. And I'm just looking at the channel now, and there's a few Trauma Sentries posting some stuff. Let's see. Since YouTube is making the dislike count anonymous, since YouTube making the dislike count anonymous has reached every part of the world, you can use this to display it back. It's something that works in the meanwhile. And then I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, that's from Trauma Sentry on on the Discord server. So yeah, the whole thing here, I'll just bring it back to this. The whole thing about YouTube making the dislike count private. What are your thoughts on that? Tell me in the chat right now. I think it's stupid. I think it's absolutely absurd. I mean, especially if this, like, I don't know, as a creator in this space, yeah, when people don't like your work, it is, I mean, it hurts your feelings. It does. It's not fun, but that's how you grow. That's how you get resilient. And you eventually learn that there's like a background noise of dislikes that's always going to be there. It's really about the proportion of dislikes to likes that you get. And early on, Cyb had to remind me constantly that the dislike count doesn't matter unless it's a really high proportion of your total overall views. So, but again, like, so they've removed it to supposedly temper online bullying. The problem is the creator can still see the dislike count on the back end. So if you don't like a video, you're still going to click the dislike button, even though you can't see the count publicly. You can still hit the dislike button and it still counts. And R2 is asking, does it matter? Yes, I think it does matter. Because if I'm watching a video that, or if I'm looking for a video on, say, how to do a topic, like how can I edit audio in a certain way? Say, how can I create a certain effect? It's the kind of thing that I look up, right? If the video has 5 likes and 100 dislikes for 200 views, I know it's a crap video and I shouldn't waste my time with it. Whereas if it has a whole bunch of likes and only a handful of dislikes, most videos that have any substantial number of views are going to have a handful of dislikes. Stuff that you would imagine, how could anyone dislike this, even if it's not your jam? Some people just hit the dislike button, whatever. But yeah, if I'm looking for a tutorial on something and I can't see the dislike count, that's stupid. Like, that's not helpful at all. Just seeing the like count. And then I get in there and realize, oh, it's 8 minutes of this guy blabbing on about nonsense or fumbling to get his computer working right and including it all in the video because he doesn't know how to edit. Yeah, I don't want to watch that video. That's a waste of my time. And I'm, speaking as somebody who has made hundreds of guides on YouTube, I try not to waste your time, and I don't like having my time wasted. Old Man says, if YouTube wants to remove the dislikes, they are also going to have to eventually remove comments. If the dislikes are gone, people just scroll down to the comments to see if a video is legit. Yes, agreed. I don't think they thought through the secondary effects of this. I mean, if the goal is really to, stave off harassment campaigns, I mean, honestly, the dislike button is far less, I mean, what's more bullying? Clicking an impersonal thumbs down button that just says, I don't like the content, or being able to write a comment that tells you exactly what you think of the content and the creator. Okay? And I'm not a fan of people being assholes online, right? If you don't like my content, I mean, frankly, like, if I offend you in some way and you write that in a comment, that may be justified criticism that I need to read, or if I do something really stupid or say something really stupid, there's reasons to criticize content. There's dumb reasons to criticize content. With some people, it's just like, I don't like the frame rate you used, or the people that clearly don't know what they're doing, who try to give you advice on how to edit or run your channel better. Those are the most amusing. But as a creator, you learn to filter out all the noise. And honestly, you have to build a thick skin if you're going to be in this space. That's just the reality of it. If you think you're going to be an online creator and be able to be protected from criticism and protected from having your protected from being offended or having your feelings hurt by people reacting to your content, then you're in the wrong business. Just, it's not for you. When you create anything and put it out there, people are going to criticize it, and you have to be able to take it and still, have it not ruin your life when you get criticized. So that's my thoughts on that. I think them removing the dislike button was really stupid. I don't think they're doing it for the reasons that they say they're doing it, though. When some of the most disliked videos are the videos that YouTube themselves are putting out, it gives me a reason to suspect that they're not doing it to protect us poor creators. No, not at all. Not at all. All right, enough on that. Why can't BioWare keep its senior staff? What the hell's going on at this company? Now, Cyb would have a lot more to say about this than me. He actually he knows people at BioWare, or he did when they worked there. He has been in contact with them since long before, long before we were on YouTube, and, long before Mass Effect, and, he was communicating in forums and things with developers at BioWare back in the Golden Age. Oh, yeah, they did it because the White House was getting ratioed into oblivion. Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. It's not the small creators they're trying to protect. It's it's their corporate partners. And themselves, I think. Niv has the power of chat. Good to see you. Okay, so Matt Goldman just left BioWare. Now, Matt was the, what was his title? Senior Creative Director, I believe. Is that correct? Let me just double check. Oh, yes, that's right there in the first sentence. Senior Creative Director of Dragon Age 4, Matt Goldman, has left BioWare. He was the Senior Creative Director on Dragon Age since 2017, which, if I recall correctly, is after that's when they rebooted the project. But he's been with BioWare since 1998, and he worked on Baldur's Gate and other Dragon Age games. Apparently had a spell working at Ensemble Studios on Halo Wars, but then returned to BioWare and was appointed to this position at Dragon Age 4. So this is in the wake of them losing Casey Hudson and Dragon Age executive producer Mark Dara last December, so that was nearly a year ago now, but still. And, of course, EA is really running damage control on this to try and preserve the stock price. But quite honestly, this is not good news for the franchise. And actually, I'll read Cyb's comment. I asked Cyb for a comment this morning, and he said, oh, for heaven's sake, where is it? Oh, yeah. So I said, thoughts on that guy leaving BioWare? And Cyb wrote back to me, did you know it's been 6 years since they started working on Dragon Age 4, and there is nothing to show publicly at all. On top of that, they have lost nearly every team member to have worked on Baldur's Gate. Actually, he said Baldur's Gatter, but I'm pretty sure that was a typo. So I'm going to go with Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gatter, I don't think was a game. So I also wanted to read, so this is Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA. He said this, and this was after Casey Hudson and Mark Dara left. I think that from the outside world, there have been some blips in BioWare's delivery over the last couple of years, but that has come as a result of them pushing deeply into innovation and creativity, and we feel very, very confident about their future roadmap. So, what came out over the past couple of years? You got Anthem, you got Mass Effect Andromeda. So the result of them pushing deeply into innovation and creativity was producing total crap. Well, then Stop innovating. Stop trying to be creative or get better people. It's not working. Whatever the hell you're doing is not working. So stop it. Yes, Niv, we can expect an Anthem maneuver. Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're saying. Like, what is this? What is this? I don't know. This just doesn't... It's kind of disheartening. It's not kind of disheartening, but staff leaving BioWare, staff leaving Cyberpunk, staff leaving CD Projekt Red. It's... Yeah, what... It's almost background noise as far as gaming news now. Oh, so-and-so left such and such company. He's been there forever, but now the company's crap, so he's going to leave and join some other studio. He's going to join this studio that's working on this Invincibles game. Or the Invincibles, sorry. The Invincibles. So, Niv says they want that NFT. I'll be honest, I don't entirely know what an NFT is. I know it's related to blockchain in some way, but that's a good transition to this funny story I found. Well, funny/depressing. So for those of you who wonder what people who actually have way more money than we have do with their money, someone bought a $650,000 NFT yacht for a game that hasn't been released. This Metaflower Super Mega Yacht was bought for 149 wrapped Ethereum. It's a digital yacht that looks like it was designed by a fourth grader using Blender. And let's see if I can... Yeah, there it is. So, $650,000. You know, my kids do this thing where they can, like, give a couple... They do this fundraiser, raising money for kids who don't have, you know, who can't afford to bring a lunch to school, which is just a sad reality. And it's like, I don't know, it's like $2 or $3 or $5 can give a kid lunch for their school day. And so, you know, and last year, both of my daughters busted like 20 or 30 bucks out of their own wallets. We're talking, my kids are not even teenagers yet. And they gave it, I was like exploding with pride as a father that they gave as much money as they did to this fundraiser at their school. And then I see people spending this kind of money on not even a, like, it's not like, if you bought that for if you spent that on a real yacht, I mean, I don't know what yachts go for. Okay, I have no idea what a yacht costs. But this is unbelievable. What's the name of the game? And this is also this is giving me Earth 2 vibes. These games built on these NFT assets in games that are, well, like, okay, yes, you're the only one who can own this thing. You can't copy it, whatever. You're paying for like a few polygons of a 3D model in a digital environment that doesn't actually exist. It's a bunch of ones and zeros in a computer. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Sunglare says, I would use it to fix my eyesight. Find the best doctor in the world, then donate to charity for optic nerve repair research. You know what? Yeah, there you go. I don't get it. I try not to be judgy about what people spend their money on, but this just pushes the line for me. This will live in the sandbox, a blockchain-based, self-described metaverse. Getting massive Earth 2 vibes, which is not good, by the way, which is not good. All right. We need some levity here. So I'm going to bust open the memes of the week so that we can laugh before we get into the next batch of news stories, which most of them are not all this most of them are not this depressing, okay? But here are the memes of the week from the Discord server. So I like this one, so this little cartoon. How's the game? You've been playing all day. Well, I'm kind of stuck on this part. Which part? Character creator. I've been there. I know that. Highly relatable if you've ever played an RPG. So, this one, an introvert meeting an extrovert. Highly relatable, I think, if for many of you, the extrovert, I know him, and the introvert's like, damn it, I know him. Darn it, just let me walk through the mall. NPCs, when the main character spins in a circle and then jumps for no reason. Have you guys seen that new Ryan Reynolds movie, The Free Guy? It was not the greatest movie ever. I thought that's my opinion. I like Ryan Reynolds. The characters, like the premise was decent, but there was a lot of it that was just, you could tell it was written by people who don't actually understand gaming all that well. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was my take on it. Let me know what you thought if you've seen it. Hey, Lady Reaver, welcome. NFT is short for non-fungible token. Okay, yeah. And what that actually is, I have no idea how blockchain works. I'll just put that out there. I have no idea. I know I kind of understand the concept of it, but I have no idea how it actually works or what it does, or how it creates things in a game. You know what I mean? Link, do you really remember me? Okay. This one's especially funny if you have played Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'll just leave it at that. You do spend a lot of time following Princess Zelda around in the memories. Feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list? Well, take your biggest task and break it down into smaller, more ignorable tasks. Good life advice for everybody. This one got a lot of laughs, and I laughed too. Although this doesn't work for me. When I get stressed out by a volume of tasks, not by a big task. I can handle one big task. It's when I have 13 small or medium-sized tasks that my brain starts to freak out. Here's one of these, the test isn't confusing ones. I'm not going to try to explain this, just I'll let the picture speak for itself. So you can just absorb the glory that is this meme picture. Never let your computer know that you're in a hurry. Computers can smell fear. They slow down if they know you're running out of time. Absolutely true. And also, never let your computer know you're about to live stream. You dare do that. That's when it needs to install 500 updates of every piece of software on your machine. Is 5 minutes before you go live. So you never let your computer know when you're planning to live stream. And then, I love this one. I don't know if this is real. I have a... I suspect this is a Photoshop, just a Photoshop joke, but it's a tweet from WinRAR saying coronavirus is the divine punishment for a world that never paid for WinRAR. You remember that? You remember using WinRAR, and every time you used it, they're like, "Hey, pay for the upgrade." And you're like, "I don't need that. What do I need all those features for?" I doubt anybody ever paid for WinRAR. WinRAR. Which, if you don't know what we're talking about, it was this program that would compress files like a zip file, but it was a RAR file. It was a different format. That was very popular. So, okay. So, anyway, I doubt this is real. If it is real, it's hilarious. If it's not real, it's still hilarious. So, that is the memes of the week. Some of my favorite memes that were posted on the Discord server this week. If you're not on our Discord server, go find the link in the description below and join up. And yeah, Nibs, WinRAR, don't know what that is. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a free version. You could get the free version. It would just constantly bug you to pay for it, the full version. Sentinel Cheese says, blockchain is like a digital ledger that keeps track of objects that are being transferred or exchanged by solving complicated calculations. See, that's about as far as I understand sorry, my wife is calling me and she knows I'm live streaming, so I'm a little concerned. So I'm just going to quickly text her while I keep talking to you. But yeah, that's somehow complications and things in Ledger and blah, blah, blah. Let's just text her back here. Streaming. What's up? Hopefully it's not like one of the kids in the hospital or something. Okay, so while I wait for the reply on that, I will... oh, yeah. So award season's around the corner. And, of course, so I'm sure you're all looking forward to the self-aggrandizing circle jerk that is the Game Awards. I mean, who doesn't get excited about a bunch of game companies and the journalists that are on their payroll? I mean, that objectively report on what they put out, congratulating themselves on the things that they have made. I mean, if that doesn't get you in the gonads, I don't know what will. But yes, so the Game Awards, we'll talk about the Game Awards in a second. Yes, Trekirian, the Game Awards are still a thing. So, we just had the Golden Joystick Awards, though, and admittedly, I don't actually know much about the Golden Joystick Awards. But they named the ultimate game of all time. Can you guess the ultimate game of all time? Let's see who can get it without looking up. And this is honor system. Don't look it up. But if you can guess the ultimate game of all time, you will win bragging rights. Because I don't have any prizes. But yes, so the Game Awards are still a thing. And this is no, I don't want to subscribe to the Game Awards. So here are the nominees for Game of the Year this year. So we have Deathloop, we have It Takes Two, we have Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. This seems really odd to me. This seems very odd. An odd selection. Some of these are not... Like, to have a Resident Evil game for Game of the Year... Now, Resident Evil Village was very good. Don't get me wrong. It was an excellent game. I really liked Deathloop. I enjoyed it a lot. Was it Game of the Year material? I don't think so. It seemed too niche. This could be me, and I could be crazy, but it feels like there were slim pickings this year. What do you think? Like, these are all very good games, as far as I know. I've heard good things about It Takes Two. I haven't played or seen it myself. Metroid Dread, of course, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, all of these games, pretty good quality, including Deathloop, but again, it seems like an odd selection this year. And yes, Sentinel, good point. Where is Forza Horizon? Well, I'll show you where it is, actually. There's actually a search thing here, so I can go Forza. No, Forza. Look at this. So it's in Best Sports and Racing Games, Innovation in Accessibility, and Best Audio Design. Forza Horizon 5. This game did gangbusters. Like, why is this not in the Game of the Year? And yes, so somebody, Sentinel Cheese, pointed out, so Upper Echelon made a great video. I'll just read Sentinel's comment here. Great video explaining how it came to the point that mostly third-person storytelling single-player games, that's all there is in the Game of the Year category. Well, let's see. Third-person storytelling single-player. Except for this, isn't this one like a co-op two-player? Anyway, I'm not sure. And again, there's nothing wrong with any of these games. They're good games, but it's something about this lineup is just very strange to me, and I can't quite put my finger on it. But let's look at just a couple more of these categories here. So, oh yeah, best role-playing. This made me laugh. Cyberpunk 2077, best role-playing game for real. I mean, you got all these and then 2077. Let's see. So it got best score in this I feel is deserved, actually. The music and score is really good. No unpacking, sus versus. Yeah, that game. That game. What is that? So it's what's even the point? Oh, so and the nominees. I mean, the nominees are what they are, right? I think honestly, I don't understand why the public doesn't get to nominate or vote on the nominees, but again, we've pointed this out in the past, but it's worth pointing out again. Nominations for the Game Awards are selected by a voting jury of 103 leading media and influencer outlets across the globe, including, of course, here in Canada, the CBC and The Gamer. I didn't know they were Canadian. The CBC, noted gaming outlet, the CBC, is one of the nominees. I'm sure Lloyd Robertson tossed his favorite game into the hat. I don't know what that would be. News broadcaster simulator, or probably checkers. What? And as far as voting goes, so these people are the same people that vote, and the general public, we also get to vote, but our vote is, the votes of the entire world are weighted at 10%. 10% of the total vote. So you can go, everybody in the world can go and vote for, the all categories. Okay. Game of the year. Everyone in the world could vote for, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank, say. Like literally every person gets Ratchet and Clank. But then it means absolutely nothing. It's only the corporate votes that count. What is the freaking point? It's garbage. This is absolute garbage. Anyway, let's see if there were any ultimate game of all time guesses in the chat here. Somebody had said Last of Us 2. I don't know if you're joking or not, Sunglare, but that's a good one. Sexy Chess, Tetris. Good guesses. Yeah, good guesses, actually. I think some of those might be better than... Well, I'll let you be the judge here because... So, it was Dark Souls. Dark Souls was named as the ultimate game of all time by the Golden Joystick Awards. And the nominees, it was a fan-voted category that included Doom, Half-Life 2, Minecraft, Halo Combat Evolved, so that's Halo 1, Grand Theft Auto 5, Portal, and Space Invaders. I mean, and there's your retro game. Yes, why is Tetris not in there? I'm sure there's a lot of games we could say, oh, this should have been in there, but Space Invaders over Tetris as far as like a retro arcadey style game. That's bizarre. Anyway, this is a powerhouse list of games. Like these are all groundbreaking games. But Dark Souls, they picked Dark Souls. And I think, let's see here what some of their reasoning was. Oh, and they also named, you PC Master Race folks are gonna love this. PC is the ultimate gaming hardware. Was that? Hang on. Oh yes, PC was declared the ultimate hardware of all time at the Golden Joystick Awards yesterday. An obvious and completely correct acknowledgement that PCs both predate and outpace any game console you care to name. As Gabe Newell put it in his award acceptance speech, did he accept the award for PC gaming? Is he like the figurehead of PC now? Gamers and developers have benefited enormously from the relentless innovation in PC gaming hardware. So, what's the ultimate game though? Dark Souls. Go figure. Let's see what their... I don't know if they gave the rationale for it here. They talk a little bit about some of the launch woes. Anyway, it's surprising. I'm not surprised that it's in the list. I am surprised that it won Ultimate Game of All Time. So, go figure. Well, I know, Sunglare, I knew you were joking about Last of Us 2 being the ultimate game of all time, but if you were guessing, like, did they nominate it? If you were guessing, did they nominate Last of Us 2 as the ultimate game of all time? I could see that as being a serious guess that, like, yeah, that's what somebody else thinks. If I'm making any sense at all, which I don't know if I am. All right. So, what do you think? What do you think about Dark Souls being named ultimate game of all time? Honestly, I think this is a hard decision, but if I were to pick one of these games, it would have to be Minecraft. And I say that as someone who is not I'm not a serious Minecraft player, but that the game, that sticking power, that sandbox element that has been emulated by so many other games, the fact that it is still relevant more than a decade after its original release. I mean, it's accomplished things that most other games have not. So I'm surprised it didn't go to Minecraft. So let's see. Next, we'll have Ultimate Mobile Phones with 3 cameras in the mid-tier category to have the ability to play GTA Trilogy Defective Edition in 60 frames per second. Yeah. Trikieran's not impressed. Sunglare says, I'm surprised they picked Dark Souls coming from them. These people can't get past the tutorial of Cuphead. Yeah, where's Super Mario Brothers? Like, honestly, yeah, the fact that some of these beat out Super Mario, like Super Space Invaders, definitely iconic, but like Mario basically invented platforming. If we're looking at sort of groundbreaking games of genres, and yes, like we could argue that Dark Souls invented a genre, as like Doom didn't invent the first-person shooter, but it definitely was kind of that first stage of innovation that really took it places that are, that are standard now. Half-Life 2, Halo was kind of the next huge step up in the first-person shooter, I would argue. Grand Theft Auto 5, it's GTA 5. You know what it is. Yeah, where's Pong? Where's Crash? Where's Sonic? Portal, as far as the 3D puzzle platformer. I mean, obviously a lot of this is very subjective, and I'm sure we all have games that we would rather have seen on this list, or would rather have seen this win this award, if you care about this award. But anyway, let's see here. Oh, Rockstar news. Let's see what they have to say. So, Rockstar fixes GTA Trilogy's busted nuts and bad spelling in a new patch. I'm not going to read all of these. I just wanted to read that headline. They fixed the busted nuts. Tough Nut Donuts. Was the sign spelled wrong? It restore the sharp angles to Tough Nuts. Tough Nut Donuts. You probably have to be a GTA player, like a heavy GTA player, to understand all of this. So next, I'm not going to talk too much about this today. So Todd Howard, there was more info and news about Starfield, for those of you who care about Starfield. Cyberpunk and Max Derritt are going to cover this in depth on Maximum News right here on this channel. So definitely, subscribe right here to catch Maximum News, which it's been going out on the weekend, but we're going to try to, the schedule is not firmly set. We are in the process of hammering out weekly schedules for everything we're doing here. But anyway, Todd Howard's had some things to say. There's a new one of these promo videos that has come out. So if you are interested in Starfield news, check out Maximum News, coming your way within the next couple of days, hosted by Max Derritt with Cyberpunk, of course. And if you're not interested in Starfield news, still check out Maximum News with host Max Derritt. and analysts Obsidian, because they'll be talking about lots of other interesting stuff. Yes, a lot of you spaced out as soon as I said the word Todd Howard. The name Todd Howard. What's that? Sentinel says, I posted about GTA SA in Discord. Some users dug deep into the game files and found out they are all mobile ports. How's that even a thing? Well, check out the Discord server if you want to learn more about that. Not sure what that is all about. All right. That's all the current news I had, but I wanted to do just kind of a fun segment. And I want to read more of your comments. If you have things you want to say in the live chat, I will read out as many of those as I can before the end of the show here. I'm just going to open up a few more tabs. And we're going to look at this day in history in gaming news. Now, it's not easy to find, this day in history events specific to gaming. You can find other stuff, like December 1st. If I'm not mistaken, this is the day that Rosa Parks did her thing with refusing to refusing to give up her seat on the bus, which was the most badass moment, one of the most badass moments in civil rights history, and was truly amazing. But, so you can find more general historical things like that, but finding stuff that actually happened on this day in gaming news is a little tougher. So I settled for finding things that were reported on this day in history, in the gaming space. And back in 2007, a Gamecube that was modified to look like an AT-AT went on sale, and apparently fanboys were really... You remember the Gamecube? My goodness. And this was... this poor Star Wars fan. If only they knew what would happen. This was years before Disney bought out Lucasfilm, whatever it was called. Anyway, very cool mod. My brother actually had a Star Wars game on the GameCube that we used to play a lot. It was pretty fun. This article says, could video games be the next job interview? This is from December 1st, 2013. Job interviews can be awkward affairs, high hopes, jangled nerves, sweaty palms, and inflated resumes. How can a candidate convey abilities and personality? And how does an employer learn if a candidate is right for the job? Guy Halftech says they can't. Founder and CEO of Knack.it has developed video games, he says, provide an accurate representation of a person's skills or potential. One Knack game, Wasabi Waiter, simulates a restaurant in which a player is a server trying to tend to needy customers. I get the feeling this didn't really go anywhere. The player has to engage in multiple micro decisions, think about prioritizing, about the sequence of actions. This is like your average mobile or VR game now. 8 years later. The game collects all the data points about being the entirety of the behavior during the game. Then we analyze that data to extract insight into the intellectual and personal makeup of that person. This is garbage. I have a feeling... Hang on a second. What's it called? Knack.it. I'm just going to Google that quickly. Knackit. Oh, it still exists. What our games do. Well, I don't care enough to look into that. I'm not going to do... We're running a little on time, so I'm not going to read this one, but there was an article about the 10 worst product names in PC history. One was called the Chumby, which apparently came out in 2006. Anyway, that made me laugh. So I don't know what the hell this website is, but it asked the question, could Vagina Hero mean women start encouraging men to play computer games? I mean, out of touch much. So somebody made this Guitar Hero clone that instead of playing a guitar, you are pleasuring a woman apparently by pressing buttons. And yes, this is going to get women to encourage their men to play video games. I'm sure. Because, when you're making love, it's exactly like using a game controller. But what I love most about this is this comment here from Holly, who says, I was terrible at Guitar Hero when I started playing, but I eventually realized that despite being right-handed, it was way easier for me to play left-handed. I think it's because all the colored buttons are then on the right, and your right hand is good hand and can cope a lot better with lots of button presses than the left, which leaves the left operating the little flipper known as the strum bar, which it can definitely handle. Give it a try. So there's this totally serious tip comment about how to play Guitar Hero better on this article, which tells you nobody took this seriously. Unbelievable. Anyway, hope that gave you a laugh. Let's see here. So, Sunglare asks, have you and Cy been following Pantheon Rise of the Fallen? I believe Obsidian has. I haven't looked at it myself. If you want to post that in content requests, perhaps I'll talk about it next week, or get Cyb to do something about, do some content for that. The name sounds familiar, but I haven't. It's one of those games that I just can't, off the top of my head, remember which game that name is referring to, so I haven't looked at it in a while. Old Man says, the developers that did the GTA mobile ports are the same ones who did the remasters. They didn't remaster the original games, they remastered the mobile ports. I had no idea GTA was ported to mobile. See, that's where I got confused there. So they remastered the mobile ports. I mean, this explains a lot. They clearly cut every corner possible when making those GTA remasters. Regardless, it was. I mean, there's a reason that it's just a meme. There's a reason it's just a laughing stock now. Okay, with the couple of minutes we have left here, I actually I was aiming for an hour, and we've about hit that. So let's see here. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Oh yeah, there it is. Online game. Pantheon MMO. Is this out? New MMORPG can now be played in pre-alpha sessions. This is definitely Cyb's domain. I'm not so much about these MMOs. I played New World a little bit, but it's not my genre. I don't even play Halo online. I'm looking forward to the Halo campaign when that releases in a week and a few days. Have I seen the Netflix series Arcane? I am ashamed to say that no, I haven't. It's on my watch list, and Cyb's been bugging me to watch it. I hear it's amazing. I hear it's truly phenomenal. One of the best shows to come out in a while. Not just video game shows, but shows, period. So, yes, I'm definitely, that's on my watch list for sure. So, yeah, I recommend checking it out just because of what I've heard about it. And if you want to know more about it, I believe it was one of the main topics on last week's Maximum News, plus Cyb did another stream about it with Moontag, I believe. So Pantheon just hit a major milestone in development, hey? Okay, well, I'm going to fire that off to Cybsidian and see if he can dig up some info. I haven't seen that series, Arturo, but what I have been watching. I watched, well, the first episode and a half of Hawkeye, which only the half of the second episode because my wife fell asleep, and it'd be taking my life in my hands if I watched it without her. But it was pretty good right off the bat. Hawkeye, for all the crap he gets, he was always one of my favorite Avengers. He just seemed like a really solid, good guy. And then, anyway, I had an interesting talk with a few people about some TV shows in the Nuka-Cola lounge room in our Discord server. So, you want to read my thoughts about recent TV shows, you can check that out. There's also a movie and TVs. I've been doing that all day, mixing up the plurals, mixing up my words. So I hope this stream has been coherent. Movies and TV channel on the Discord server. So we can chat there if there's anything you want to talk about. But yes, Arcane, I definitely need to see that. I definitely need to check that out. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. Don't forget to subscribe here and on the main Triple S League channel. And let me know. Oh, wait, somebody had... As for the new show's name, Ask the Stash. Yes, the running joke, of course, is that I have a mustache when I don't. And that there's the trust. I have the Trustache avatar. There's a trust emote on the Discord that all references that. So I thought about calling this show Trustache News. But then I wrote it out and I thought it looked kind of silly, but not a bad suggestion there, Niv. I'll take it under advisement. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. And yeah, if you have any other ideas for the name of the show, let me know. Ash Talk might be, I mean, maybe that'll stick, but if you have a better idea, like I'm not married to the idea. But the show will probably be on Wednesdays at this time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, weekly. That's the plan anyway. I'm going to do it for a few weeks and see how it goes. But given how it went today, this is looking fairly promising. Wasn't sure how well I'd be able to hold up. Again, just talking about news and stuff on my own without Cyb's commentary. But I probably will have guests from time to time. It's very up in the air, but this is kind of the... and let me know what you thought of the different segments. I wasn't sure if, like, Meme of the Week was... If you enjoyed that, or the looking at the news articles from history. Thought it might liven the show up a bit to have stuff like that. But, yeah, open to your feedback. And Niv says, yes, it's something I can actually watch live. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. So, yeah, I mean, I know the really late time for augmented reality was... It was an awkward time. But to work with our schedules and Cy being at work, I mean, that's part of why I'm doing this, and part of why I'm doing it solo. Like, Cy is just not available during the day at all. He's in North America time. But he will be on winter break in a couple of weeks, so he might join me He might join me for this. Gotta stop dropping my words. What's going on here? Come on, brain. I have coffee right here, which I made with eggnog. Well, that's the problem. I've barely had any of it. I've taken like 2 sips. My cup's almost full still. Made it with eggnog. So, yeah, by the way, happy December. I hope you're all having a great time heading into the holiday season, Christmas, and all of that. And I hope you stay warm. And I hope you are able to be with family and friends as much as you're able to with everything that's going on. So, yeah. And if you need people to talk to and hang out with and game with, again, like I said, check out the Discord server. Lots of great people there, some of which are in the chat here today, and there's you've seen their names on the top. Many of them are Patreon supporters as well. We do a lot of stuff here at the Triple S League, but it's all about community, and that's what I want this show to be about as well. So I'm glad so many of you joined me today, gave me your thoughts, and gave me your ideas for what to talk about. I'm going to let you go for now, but thank you so much. I'm glad this went as well as it did, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye-bye.